The time now is 3 o'clock, and Clive and his workshop. I don't know what you want to call the Indian guy that he was standing with. They came in a blue. They came in a blue polo, and I did ask Clive if who's the workshop manager, if I can record the conversation between him and me and the Indian guy he came with. That whatever work was done to the engine was done. Uh, Everything was done according to the specifications. They don't, according to Clive, they are not responsible for whatever noise the engine is causing. He said he had a look at the video, and as far as he's concerned, that I should not have turned the pulley that I've turned because that is normal. So, according to Clive, that the way I turned the pulley, the diesel pulley, I should not have turned it that way, and that noise that the engine is making, which he hasn't heard, he says that it's normal. According to Clive, he says that I should not have taken the engine out. I should have brought it to them, and they would have assessed whether the damage was caused by them or the damage was related to something else. But he came here, Clive, the workshop manager, and according to Clive, he says that the workshop had nothing to do with the fault of the engine, but just by looking at it. And according to him, he says, I shouldn't have stripped the engine out of the car, and that's his excuse for the engine being in the state that it's in, is that I should not have taken the engine out of the car, and that a Weiss VW, in Gravel Weiss VW, they're not responsible for whatever's causing my engine to make this noise. According to him, he says it's injectors, but the injectors, I know from personal experience that if it's injectors, the noise will be constant. The noise won't come only when you're starting it and then go away. But according to Clive, that I should not have stripped the engine, and that it's my responsibility by stripping the engine instead of bringing it to them, and they would have assessed it and pointed out, according to Clive, that it's not their mechanic's fault, and it's also not it's not their problem, because according to Clive, even though I pointed out to him that the pulley that was put on wasn't the pulley I bought, according to Clive, obviously he will deny it, because now I did ask Clive if I can record him, and if he had nothing to hide and he didn't feel any, responsibility, if he wasn't feeling obligated or guilty about the fact that I have an engine problem, then he wouldn't have had any obligation to me recording him. But unfortunately, he refused me to record him, and today is Monday, and there's not much I can do right now, but I've got to continue repairing the engine according to what I have in front of me right now, whatever expenses it's going to cost me. But I can promise you that the matter is unresolved, and I will be taking it further. So, and I do believe that VW Weiss were not helpful at all in the fact that they have denied any responsibility for the engine making the noise that it's making, and even though the fact that the video I sent to him, he says, according to the video, I should not have turned. The belt is correct. It should have this. According to Clive, it should have this play. There's nothing wrong with the play that the belt has. And whatever caused the injectors, according to him, it's an injector problem. So the injector problem, if it is an injector problem, is unrelated to the fact that the belt has this play, and that when you turn the engine, you have the belt jumping. So according to Clive, the belt will jump. It's normal. He doesn't have a problem. It's not their fault that the belt is loose and has this kind of play. He says, according to their mechanic and to his supervisor, the guy that, I don't know, to me looks like a driver, if you ask me. That guy, according to him, he is, and his knowledge, that The belt is put on properly, and they are not responsible, and there is no cause related to the noise that I'm hearing from the engine, and that I shouldn't have stripped the engine, but brought it to them, and they would have assessed it and told me what the problem is, and then they would have fixed it. Even though, from what I can see, the problem is related from this causing from the pulley not turning the pump, the diesel pump, and the car starting on dry injectors, which is damaging in any case. So even if it is the injectors, if the car is starting on dry injectors, obviously you will have an injector problem if the car is starting on dry injectors. But according to Clive, it's not their fault. Then they had nothing to do with the problem that I'm having now with the engine.